Now you're gonna have to deal
already packed.
Now you're gonna have to deal with some schlub you don't know.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only for I don't know. Jess is trying to set it up because she doesn't want me being like on call.
Mm-hmm.
Because she says that I should be doing a route. Because the money on what I'm doing is kind of fucking. It's kind of sometimesy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like I could go out there and literally only work like an hour and a half. Make like $13 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So it's pretty much a 1099 gig then?
I don't fucking know. I don't do that shit. I'm an independent contractor. Has been for 30 plus years, pal. I are who? I are guess. I don't know. I don't know about nothing.
Mike Rotunda? What?
I stayed there once, but I don't know anything about his Uncle Mike.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing.
I gotta figure out some way with this audio, man. It's killing me. You guys are just so low. Can't you tell I'm holding the phone in my ear, basically?
Yeah. It's got to be something in your settings. It's got to be because I think Aaron, can you hear me? You can hear me all right without having to do that, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be something in the settings, but not. I don't know shit about iPhones, so I don't have any idea.
Is that what I have, an iPhone? Oh. Okay, I got both. But I think this is the iPhone. Well, what do you guys think?
Want to get into it?
Oh, yeah. As soon as I finish these crackers.
Well, I'll get us started and we'll just get into it then.
Hey, well, who's gonna fit the Archie Mitchell reference in today?
we'll work it in organically.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I want it to be known. I want Aaron to know that if you don't fucking jump on it, it's getting out there.
Just compare him to Dino Sendoff or something.
Dude, go ahead. Just go ahead.
This week on Reliving the Extreme, we are going back to June the 21st, 1994, and reviewing that episode of ECW Television. Nate Maxon, your host, here with you, along with my brother Aaron.
Hello, everybody.
And Mr. Chad Austin of ECW fame.
Fuck, the show hadn't even started 10 seconds, and I'm already getting yelled at from downstairs because I lost a fucking lighter or something. Oh, hey, what's up, fellas?
Hello, everybody. Yes.
We rubbed 2 sticks together. I don't know. Did you find it? Yes, you got it. See,
it's all a matter of looking around. Just looking around.
Trying. It's trying.
It's
going to be the theme of this show.
It goes a long way.
Oh, yes, it is. This show's all about trying.
Yes, it is. And, I don't have anything else to talk about because I have seen, between work and doing podcasts, I have seen nothing, read nothing, heard nothing this week. So,
I don't know. I'm just a big fan of the Ozempic commercial for that drug.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ozempic. I actually pop for that. And then I expect to see like what the varsity. No, what's it? The Todd Gordon Club.
Oh, the Variety Club.
Yeah, I expect to see that right after the Xantic whatever commercial.
Sandman on a hayride with a bunch of kids in Sal Balomo.
Dude, you could do so much with that. With
those were the days, weren't they? They were just feeding us material left and right back then.
Right.
All right, so we're headed toward hostile shit. Why do I always say hostile shitty? Hostile
because
city.
That's pretty much
showdown.
Maybe not as shitty, but it's not. It's not set the world on fire, except for the angle.
Well, we're headed toward that event here as we get to this show. It's 3 days before the Hostile City Showdown at the ECW Arena. And we start the show with the plebeians, as Bob Backlund would say. They are talking to the unwashed masses about the match coming up
Local
between
ham
Cactus
bones.
Jack. What's that, Aaron?
ECW pulls a bunch of the local ham bones.
Were any of them Archie Mitchell by any chance?
Many years ago with much more hair.
I could just imagine they pan through and like I would have got a message from one of you two guys. Hey, do you see the third guy on the right? The guy eating the big ass cheesesteak? Well, actually, he's standing behind the guy that they were interviewing. That's Archie Mitchell. Holy mackerel.
A young, svelte Archie Mitchell, yeah.
Well, somehow I don't picture Archie's being young and svelte. I mean, maybe he's a luchador. I just don't know it.
My notes on this segment are, like I said, plebeians and the unwashed masses. And then my next notes were Aaron and Chad have got to have something on some of these ham bones. The guy at the payphone.
It was just a collection of fucks. I mean, that's all it was. Like the two people arguing in the car, and
Yeah.
Dude,
it's just the best that anytime they go to the people on the street, people they're just so certain. Oh, Tad's gonna win. I was like, what? Like, why are you asking me this? It's dark. I'm out walking the streets, coming home from work or whatever. You were to ask me who's going to win out of Sabu and Taz. Don't you got better things to do?
And no matter what organization it is, whenever they talk to fans in wrestling and do like the man on the streets thing, they always pick the biggest cretins. It's just like the weatherman when he goes to where the tornado was, you know.
Hits.
Yeah, the tornado hits. They say, all right, we need to find the biggest fucking hillbilly we can to talk about this tornado.
Dude, Leprechaun. That's the greatest video of all time. Leprechaun. You see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking it's brilliant. I mean, I hope it doesn't become hell work.
You seen the one where the lady's like, the tornado was like, woo,
dude. Yeah, they really try to find the best people for these for these shoots.
The goof on the street segment here on the ECW show. Well,
they gotta have like a talent booker. Like a guy who books like the extras in Raw,
or Jerry Springer, or something like that.
Well, what do you think? Jerry Springer's out there looking for the people to go on the goddamn show. He has production. You have a bunch of people going out looking for hams. You know what I mean? It's just yeah. I mean, it's probably Lou anyway. Lou D'Angelo.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, Gabe was probably involved in that. Because that's a gig that Paul Lee would give to guys like that, right?
Right.
The guys that they're hanging around that want to be in the business, but don't really know like where they, what they want to do or how to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And like I used to hang out with them guys all the time because they were like at my level.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would all split a hotel room like fucking 7 ways. But yeah,
I'm just thinking about them trying to find people, and they're like, "Oh, nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to do this," and then they just shake a little vial full of crack, and they just start falling out of the trees. Like, yeah, I'll do it.
Jesus,
Sabu.
I can't get nobody to work this town. It's it's like it's a snowstorm. I can't get people to lead the come fly here. All you hear is a shaking sound over the phone. All right, all of a sudden you hear this. He's clear for takeoff, and then when he gets there, he's really going to be clear for takeoff.
Well, now that we got through those hillbillies, we get into we're back in Montgomeryville here this week from that taping, and we have a match between Taz and the Rockin' Rebel. They're calling this show the Lowdown on the Showdown, and Scoops is back on the call.
First match on the show is of the TV show. That's a recap show. It even has a repackage of a name.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Welcome.
There's a hoedown, and nobody's going to be down.
It's a hoedown of a lowdown of a showdown.
And I want to leave town.
All right, Taz and Rebel here. Aaron, what'd you think of this matchup before we get to the finish of it?
It just started out as a brawl, and it just kind of didn't really do anything. It just kind of was what it was. Taz hits a over the shoulder suplex off the top rope, and the brilliant Scoop Watts calls it a belly to belly suplex. It's a fucking idiot. There wasn't even any belly to belly contact.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really didn't like about this match. It wasn't anything in the match itself. I mean, Rebel was fucking Rebel, and Taz was not. I don't want to say Taz was green, but he was still green.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at that time he'd only been in the business probably 3 years, if 3 total years. You know.
Yeah.
And he's working with Rebel, and both them guys, they want to get over and shit.
Didn't
get their stuff in.
Didn't Taz start for the Savoldis in like '91? Wasn't that his breakout? Yeah, I thought.
I don't know if that's exactly. No, well, I mean, he worked for Johnny Rods.
Okay. Because
he came out of the school. So yeah, I'm sure he did some. I'm sure he did some shit for Johnny Rods and then Killer Kowalski. But I would guess his first major territory was major. I'm sorry. His first territory was
throwing that word around a little loosely there, aren't we?
Oh boy, man, that's even bad. What I've been drinking, and I caught myself. I usually let the expletives fly when it comes to IWCCW. Oh my god, I can't. Why isn't Eric Spracia ever mentioned in the Hall of Fame? Is he never going to be due to be in the Hall of Fame?
He's just kind of a forgotten. I mean, he is. He's really just forgotten. I don't know. Did he do something? Did he kill somebody or some shit? I don't know what the story is there.
Curly Mo. Come on. What the hell?
What a shit show.
It's the best.
it's a good train wreck. Taz,
I think the show is going to end up being called IWCCECW.
Showdown for the hoedown.
Yep.
Recap.
Yes. Right in the end there.
Well, the one thing about the Rebels, seriously, about the Rebel Taz thing was I just did not the match wasn't anything in particular because it wasn't really set up for anything. It wasn't really building to anything. So it was just thrown out there. But I just hated the setup of the building from production level. Like, doesn't that look just cheesy and cheap when you're just shooting like a one camera?
Yeah.
From a balcony at a flea market or whatever the hell it is.
You're trying to grow your image here and present yourself as a major league promotion, and this is the shot you're giving us. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just bad. I mean, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, that's all they got, you know.
Mm-hmm.
At least us, the boys, were working on whatever that was, a Friday night. You know, because what we just had, but Saturday was the arena show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was our Friday night show. That's your payday.
The finish here, Taz goes over with a suplex from the top rope, and then Taz starts to beat up Jason and go after Jason, and the Pitbull comes out to make the save. Now, they don't keep their heel heat very long, though, because you got like three guys beating up on Taz, and Taz outlasts them all.
Yeah, they were. I put the Jason and Pitbull incredibly ineffective.
I bet you them three guys couldn't mug a person in real life. Like, they wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. It looked awkward. Like Gary, especially. God bless him. He was missing. I mean, where you could see the mat in between him throwing the kick and not hitting him, and he was like doing like this, the indie stomp.
Yeah.
Or you also jump up with your other leg and make the noise, but you just came nowhere near her. I'm just sitting there just cringing about like, oh, good Lord.
And Jason's like, how do you like my mugging?
What was it? His what?
As he's like, how do you like my mugging? He didn't say that, but that's, like I said, I mean, if they would have left Taz lying, I may have been able to say, all right, that's something, but he outlasted the heels. So why do I want to see him wrestle Pitbull again on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, because he has to put the final nail on this fucking feud.
Anything else on that, Aaron?
Nope.
All right.
That was over.
Hey, so think about this. Could this been a way of Paul like thinning the herd after this little run here between Cairo and and everybody that's in that little like Rebel and all that? Could that be him setting them up for this is the end?
Could be. Of course, I've said that before. And
we've been saying that for like a year and a half.
Every time I don't even. I mean, I know I'm doing it now, ironically, but I don't even mention Hunter Q anymore because the minute I say, "Oh, we didn't get any Hunter Q," he's going to show up again like a bad penny.
No, I think I think this breakup stuck. I think it held up. It's a deal. I think.
The next thing we have on the show is a promo. Tommy Cairo and Peaches. Tommy Cairo's kind of rambling here. He says that the match between he and Sandman is going to be like a Vietnam flashback.
He also said that he can't believe that he let this cane come across Peaches' body. I was like, well, that joke wrote itself. I don't need to say it.
You think they've ever used it any other settings? Maybe intimately?
Pretty sure.
Oh, well, or somebody has.
It's not a cane, it's a fish stick.
It's a fish stick? Why couldn't it be a mozzarella stick? You don't know.
I was just going with a dirty smell joke.
Well, I mean, are we right up to the part where there was an interview with Rebel, Jason and Pitbull, and then
we're almost to that. That's fun. I have some notes on that shit. But the recap championship wrestling here, where we show all of the stuff, the lead up to this match coming up with Sandman and Cairo. They show us the video from When Worlds Collide. Show us all that again. And then we get a Sandman and Woman promo, which is fine. This is a good promo from these two. And I mean, they're doing consistently good work, I think, especially in rebranding the Sandman. This whole thing with Woman is doing worlds of good for him.
Definitely did wonders for him, man. Mm-hmm. And the people knew it. The people knew that they liked it. It wasn't like they had to be. They didn't force. What did Woman ever do?
Right. Just
like she may have came to me once. and that would be on her resume of ECW things. I walked to the ring and I caned Chad Austin one time. And that's what but
and he seemed to like it.
Huh?
I said that and he seemed to like it.
Yeah, I think I paid her $40. This is the one where the Pitbull broke the celery though?
What's that?
Where Pitbull broke the thing of celery?
I don't think so. I don't remember celery.
Right at the very end of the promo, he had like a handful of stalks.
It's later on.
Oh,
later. It's later on, and I know what he's talking about now.
You'll allude on that when we get there. Well, yeah, Sandman essentially like woman wants her money. Sandman's going to finish the job. That's the gist of the promo, but good stuff from those two. And then we get
As always.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we get to Jason, Pitbull, and Rebel cutting their first promo of the evening.
Yeah.
In this promo, Jason alludes to Taz being homosexual.
Yes.
You're always wanting to put your hands on me. I think you might like me. Something to that effect. And I was like, well, this has gone way out of the direction that I thought it would go. I didn't expect that.
Yes.
Well, with Jason, I mean, dude, he was my manager, man. And, I've said it on the show before. You don't think I spend time with that dude? Like, I'm going to let this guy be my manager. He's going to book my travel. I know where I'm going to wind up. In his hotel room. What a goofy ass guy. Is he still alive even?
He is. Yes, he is.
He is?
Yes.
Do we have him on the show?
Not yet.
Oh, good night. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Oh, hey, Chad. Like, he'll be in character. And the show will actually be like out of what do we do, an hour?
Yeah.
Show will have to be like just literally 6 minutes of content because he'll be going, how do you like my podcasting skills? I totally can see him doing that for an hour. Jesus.
Aaron, any thoughts on this promo here?
No, just like you said, I put that he's calling Tasmaniac a monkey boy again and implies that Taz is gay for Jason. It's to rape him.
Well, whatever Aaron said. that pretty much sums it up.
And then the Pitbull cuts a promo on Mikey Whipwreck. After that, we have a video of the Pitbull and a video of Mikey because that match is coming up for the TV. Go ahead, Aaron.
That Pitbull video. What was that fucking music, man?
Oh, dude.
Jesus Christ. It sounded like a generic version of Beverly Hills Cop with squeaky toys in it.
Dude, I sat here and I wrote the Pitbull video with sitcom music behind it. And then I wrote in parentheses Aaron. Because I'm like, dude, he better catch this. Because I want to see somebody slip on the ice. You know what I mean? You know how you see a guy like accidentally back out of a window? I expect to see on an abundance of them videos. I'm like, what the fuck is this music? Good Lord. I mean, Aaron, how great was, like, you had to have popped, right?
Yes. Especially when there were
expecting Bucky McGraw to come out. that was awesome. That's probably the segment of the week.
I just pictured
it truly was.
I just pictured Pitbull with that pinwheel hat on, or the
or he's the one coming out like Jack with the "How about tonight?" Or Jason has "How about tonight?" And the Pitbull one says, "Blonde prefer nice guys" or whatever. if you can get somebody to make a picture of that, oh, good Lord.
The Mikey video. Every week, as I watch these shows back and not having watched it in such a long time, the Mikey video reminded me, once again, as I'm reminded every week as we're doing this show, how much I love that character. I don't know, just him haplessly falling into being champion. I mean, literally trying to hand Mr. Hughes the title. When he comes to the ring, he's all disheveled all the time and looks like he's just so stressed out and beat up. And it was so well done. So fun.
Yeah, and it was cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that there is I mean, there's no chance that Mikey had enough experience, business savvy, or any of that thing to kind of try to even negotiate a deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like for whatever his money was, I don't think there is. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe he's a smarter guy than I thought. But I don't think he's a dumb guy to begin with. But you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Especially at this point in his career, he's just happy to be there. You know.
He still could have been the guy standing with me and Joe Hartgood and Dino Sendoff at the back of the line, waiting for that hot dog that's been fucking sit out there for 25 minutes already. By the time it's our turn to get a handshake with an envelope in it, why put $20 in an envelope?
Yeah, why bother?
So you basically paid me $20.37, but you gotta put a stamp on it though. Goofy.
Well, speaking of you not getting your fair share, you definitely don't get your fair share here in this next matchup. Or at least
TV time?
Yeah, I was going to say, at least not what they showed on television. We're promised a main event match here tonight between Mr. Hughes and Chad Austin. And what we get is the beginning of the match, a promo. I was like, all right, they're going to show the promo, and then we get to see Mr. Hughes in action. So we get a promo from Shane Douglas and Mr. Hughes. Essentially, Shane pays Mr. Hughes well to watch his back, and Mr. Hughes has to bring up Lex Luger, of course. And then we go back to the match, and I just see Mr. Hughes sidewalk slam Chad for the win.
That's what happened.
Oh, there was no match. That was it.
Dude, well, I mean, they had to edit. They had to edit some of it because they had to get that promo in there.
Mm.
But he basically locked up with me. Didn't cheat. Didn't like on a referee's break. He didn't do anything illegal. He just threw me in and gave me a sidewalk slam.
Okay. Damn.
No, it didn't happen that way. I mean, there's no chance I would have let it happen that way. It was bad enough that I'm wearing my aqua socks. Like you got to go back and look at them. I'm wearing my orange sexy boy singlet, and I'm wearing them blue shoes you wear on a jet ski because I forgot my boots.
I didn't even. Well, the goddamn thing was so short I didn't even notice. I'll have to go back.
I remembered it, so I made a conscious effort to look and make sure that was this where I was wearing the fucking blue aqua socks. Jesus Christ! I mean, yeah, you can imagine. Do you really think I'm mad that they cut that match down to nothing?
Probably not.
It's probably in my best interest that they do.
Aaron?
I just think it's funny that Paul was like, look, we can have a Canadian Wolfman. We can have Sal Balomo promos. We can have all this stuff, but Aqua Socks is where I cross the line.
Yeah, that's it. See, I know because he changed the finish right there, like in the middle of the match. I was supposed to go over. But then Paul he was talking to Maddie in the truck, and the blue aqua sock just didn't pop on TV. So he just went ahead and just changed the finish. Fuck it. Mr. Hughes, you're going to go over. And I'm thinking, like, Mr. Hughes, who has he ever beat?
I managed Lex Luger.
Undertaker.
That's it. He don't even cut a promo anymore. He just goes, Undertaker.
Lex Luger. Undertaker.
Lex Luger. and everybody goes, oh yeah, he's still talking about that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I hope when he gets old, he don't move to something like a retirement home and he's just sitting around playing cribbage with the boys, the old wrestlers' retirement home, and he's just yelling out, Undertaker. And some of the boys are gonna be like, shut up, because Greg Valentine's still gonna be alive. It'll be like, pipe it down.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Valentine will still be doing the fucking autograph circuit.
That's a guy
I think he travels more now than he did when he was on the road. Like, he's at every fucking show you ever see advertised. Greg Valentine is there.
Dude, he optimized. He made the best out of his time.
Absolutely.
He slowed everything down. Even like his work. He still got to the shows on time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Never a late guy. As far as I know, I don't have any stories about him being late. But you know what I mean? Like he always made his towns. He don't have a reputation in those showing, but the guy moves like at just a snail's pace to say the best. Jesus.
He's at every autograph session sitting there like a wooden turtle. Just sitting there.
Wooden turtle?
Yeah, like I've seen him at him before. He just sits there. He stares at nothing. Like it's like most people when they're staring off, it's like you can tell at least what they're looking at. Like he just stares.
Oh, I've been to so many places where he's been staring, and wherever I kind of look where he's staring at, it's just empty seats.
He's just staring into the abyss.
Yeah, he's just kind of like he's looking at it. But I give him a pass. It's because I just give him a pass. Let's put it that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. He had a hell of a career. Guy. Yeah, Ron, he had a hell of a career. Like, he worked everywhere. He worked with everyone. I mean, I don't know. You're not gonna get me to say anything bad about Greg Valentine. I mean, again, we'll make the joke. No, I know we'll make the jokes about the appearances or whatever, but what a hell of a career and a great.
Fuck you! Why wouldn't you? I mean, I've always wondered about this kind of thing. When wrestlers get a good run like that, like a good run, just say, let's use the mid to late 80s for an example, right? In Titan, and they make like that kind of like big money for I don't know what, like 18 months, 24 months, something like that. Like, well, what happens to that money? Why are these people broke in like 10 years?
Well, I mean, if we're talking about the 80s, I think a lot of it got snorted and injected, but for a guy like Valentine, which I've never heard Valentine having substance abuse issues or whatever. I don't even think maybe he just does have the money and he just likes getting out. I don't know, but or maybe it's you know you're living outside of your means to a certain extent. The more money you make, the more money you spend, I guess. Maybe that's the case.
But you never see him do anything.
True.
Somebody on the internet showed me a picture of Greg Valentine pushing a shopping cart inside of a shopper's wearing pajamas and slippers. I'm begging you. I dare you to. Because he doesn't know. I don't think he even knows. like what to do. He's probably got one of them fucking Iron Sheik guys with him. What was his name? Eric.
Yeah.
Some guy just does everything. Lets them wake up and tells them, hey, this is what we got to do. And then Greg just stumbles around all day long going, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't care.
I think the guy's name's Brutus Beefcake, I think.
Jesus.
Hogan fired Brutus as a friend, so he had to go back to Greg Valentine.
Oh, good Lord. That could be an upgrade, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about calling him a friend, I mean, I think I'd rather hang around Greg Valentine than Brutus.
All right. After the Chad Austin, Mr. Hughes matchup, we get a video about the ECW champion Shane Douglas, which I'm sure, of course, was set to Simply the Best, which we did not get to hear. And then a promo from Paul E. about Cactus Jack versus Sabu, with a video featuring.
Hang on the video with Shane, with the music. You knew it was Simply the Best, right?
Yeah.
But if you watched it, like you probably should have watched it closely. At some part in the song, you could have sang the words, some guys have all the luck. Because Jess came walking in when I was doing it, and I looked at her like, no, it's on the. TV. It was that. But my point is it was that generic of a song.
Oh yeah, it was
That
awful.
you could have put any lyrics into it, and then you had a different song than I had written down. But I thought of the same song as well.
It just sounded like an '80s, cheesy '80s movie montage song.
Oh, like Weekend at Bernie's. Blockbuster.
Yeah, whoever picks the music for this WWE Network stuff, man. Well, I mean, I forget.
We don't have enough time on these people. Yeah.
Well, that Brian Solomon guy that worked for WWE that's been on the 605 a couple of times, he said that stuff is the people that handle that stuff don't even know what they're handling. You know, they have no idea what they're even messing with. They have no idea what they're watching. They could be watching a match between Harley Race and somebody that none of us have ever seen that would be really cool for wrestling fans to see, and they just throw it to the side because they don't even know what they're working with or what amazing shit they're dealing with.
Yet they won't hire me.
No, they won't. Yeah, they won't hire people that are competent. They
won't hire anybody with any wrestling experience.
No. And imagine what they could do with that library. Imagine the shit they could do with that library to cater to people like us that want to see it and want to, you know.
It's kind of, I don't know. I don't know what do you ever want to use the word possibly brilliant, or do you want to just use the word it's completely fucking ignorant?
It is. Yeah, there you go. You hit the nail on the head right there.
Like if it's you know, if it's brilliant, you have to explain to me why it's brilliant. Because you know the less people that are seeing my product, the worse.
Right.
So I need to hear the logic behind this.
Yeah, it's insane to me. Like, and some of the stuff that they're sitting on that will probably never get the, you know, it'll never see the light of day just because there's nobody there that gives a shit enough to make it happen.
No, you're right. I mean, it's guys that come in, they log their footage on. Because I do know some of the protocol that goes on there about they can't have any, like, what are they called? Little fucking file gimmicks.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got to erase all that shit because they're owing stuff.
Yeah.
Like all that shit. They have access to the raw video of it. And believe me, if I got a job there, I would find a way. First off, I would never be able to get a job there because not only was I in the business, I wouldn't know how to work any of their equipment. I would go, okay, where are the VCRs? and I'd be looking all around. I go, like, well, do it? Where's the stack of blanks? And after I sit here for 6 hours and watch Starrcade 97, who do I give it to?
Then there's some.
I just don't do that job ending well. Aaron, how would you do?
I do terrible.
There's some goof over in the corner with a terrible reel of music going, "Hey Chad, look at the music. Listen to the music I picked for this Pitbull character." Yeah.
Oh God, it would drive me bananas, man. I see that. I mean, it's probably a good thing that Jeff told me that they wouldn't hire me because I did apply. Did you guys apply?
Nah.
Oh, I did because I mean it's technically like, you know, not far from here.
Mm-hmm.
At worst case scenario is if I would have got it, I would have moved to like Philly,
right,
and took a train every morning, which is nothing. It's like about an hour or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I would have loved it. And I don't think I would have stayed there forever anyway. I think I would have just wanted to get into the vault, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be doing it more as not as a job, but as an experience.
Yeah, like it's the Grand Canyon. I'd be getting my family there. And I'd be walking around. Go, this is Mid-Atlantic, 1970. Right here. See, a lot of you don't know this. And I'll be talking to my little cousin. She's like my niece. She's like 2.5 or something. She has no idea why we're there. You know, like, right over here. Oh, wait till we get to the Portland.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a doozy. Don Owens, 1976. Oh, he was a hoot. You think he looked randy in 1989? Woo, you should have saw him in the mid to late 70s.
You're gonna love Buddy Rose here. You're just gonna love him. Yeah,
you're gonna love all. See, Buddy Rose, I don't know. He might have to come up in the future discussion of HOF.
He's vastly underrated, and I think other than people that what do I want to say? He's forgotten almost.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I'm not 100% certain because I don't know much about his story, but there may or may not have been a scandal behind him. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you're in the Northwest area and you have a scandal behind you, you might flee.
You might flee.
Yeah, you might search for higher grounds. So,
And
I mean, if Mr. Paul, I mean, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if Mr. Paul is still alive, God bless you, brother. I'm a big fan of your work, but if he's not, yeah, I can truly understand it.
I just know with him, it's if somebody, what do I say? If somebody's not willing to go back and look, they won't know how good he was. Because I mean, they wouldn't
know where to look. Where would you look?
And I mean, I was I was born in 1978, so until the future me got to go back and look at the history of wrestling, my first exposure to Buddy Rose was literally the blowaway diet shit on the WWF TV. And so, until I took the time when I got into my 20s or whatever to go back and start looking at the history of the business and everything, that was what I knew of him. And if I never would have taken the time, I'd have just thought he was the big fat blob on Saturday night's main event with the blowaway diet.
Yeah, I got Buddy when I was, I want to say at least when I was 10 in 82. He may have came in 81 or maybe late 81, early 82. But I got him from that day, not on, but I got him from that day from that run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he would do what? Maybe he would either work Morales underneath, and it would be like, DQ finish, and they would come back with the no DQ match next time.
Mm-hmm.
Either that was the main event, or at that time it would have been Backlund, maybe Khan, Mulligan.
Yeah.
Like somebody of that ilk,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming the Buddy Rose match was probably not only supporting the show, but setting you up for the main event.
Right.
Which you probably going to end up going, I don't know what's going on here. Where's Tor Kamada? What the fuck's going on here? Where's the Japanese wooden shoe when you need it?
Well, up next on this show, we're discussing Todd Gordon. He does a little deal in front of his map, talking about the Hostile City Showdown, and asks the officials for Sabu and Cactus Jack to be a little lax in their officiating of that matchup, alluding to the fact that, of course, ECW is known as being hardcore, but we're going to let these guys be even more hardcore.
He's in front of the map, but did you notice what was in front of him? I
did not.
A fucking piece of notebook paper with the card written on it because he has to keep looking down at it.
Well, he's the promoter. He's got a lot of responsibilities.
They couldn't hold up a fucking poster board behind the camera, so he's not looking down, reading the card to the people that he's supposed to be talking to.
They were taping this live, right? I mean, maybe they didn't have time to run out to Michael's Arts and Crafts and get a poster board. And on the backside, it says, "We love you, Sean." Yeah, I don't know about all that. I wouldn't hate Aaron.
All right.
Well, up next, it is the TV title match is next. The Pitbull versus Mikey Whipwreck. There's the crowd. There's an audible "Run, Mikey, run" chant, which I thought was funny.
Did you notice the douchebag in the red tank top that was all about Pitbull?
I did not.
Yeah, this dude was all about Pitbull. Like he's freaking out, running up and fucking he's an asshole. He had like a mohawk and like
what? How do nobody notice this guy?
He had like a mohawk.
He was on stilts. His grandma was in the wheelchair right next to him.
But no, he had on a red tank top, a mohawk. The red tank top actually said Pitbull on it. And
he had balloons?
No. But every time Pitbull did something, this dude freaked the fuck out. Didn't matter what he did. Freaked out every time.
Well, I would too. I'm just sitting in front row and there's a handicapped person there in a wheelchair, Uncle Sam on stilts, balloons, and all the other chicanery is going on in the front row over there.
I can't believe nobody else noticed that guy.
I would have got a seat over in that section. Yeah, I would have go over there where the balloons are.
But yeah, this dude was ridiculous. You have to go back and watch. Well, you don't have to go back.
This is the Mikey Pitbull match, right?
Yeah.
Did you like? I don't know, for some reason, Aaron, I would have. If anybody would have got it, would have been you. But there was a comment about how one of the two guys, they couldn't wait to climb that precious pole. And I looked up at Jess and she was playing her jumbo, whatever the hell she does on the phone. Probably cheats on me. And all I kept saying was, I wrote it down and I was like, "Did you hear that? What? How did he not think about that before he said it?"
The precious pole.
Yeah. And how could that not be brought up, 30 years later on a podcast? It was a basic squash. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Pitbull didn't do anything bad. I guess. I mean, if it was, I wouldn't.
No, I thought it was fine. And the let me see. I'm trying to read my own handwriting. Sorry.
Well, there's one segment. There's one point in the match where African American Bill Watts just randomly says Pitbull's favorite memory of wrestling is when Billy White Wolf's neck was broken by a swinging neck breaker.
That's right, Capitera.
Yeah. Right. He keeps and then he talks about how he likes doing the full Nelson like Ken Patera. Like he's really laying it on thick that Pitbull is like
he's insinuating that there's something going on with him and Ken Patera?
It's like he figured out his first wrestling fact. He was like, oh. He's talking to Pitbull or hearing Pitbull talk to somebody, and Pitbull was like, "Man, I really liked Ken Patera." And Scoop was like, "Oh, I know something."
That's his research.
Somebody now. So the whole match was just about Pitbull being a Ken Patera fan.
Big swinging neck breaker guy. I mean, I don't blame him. You got to get the gimmick over, and who was more over at getting that gimmick over than Ken Patera. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The referee here essentially disqualifies the Pitbull for not breaking the full Nelson, and so Mikey again falls into a victory, retaining his title. Then they begin to beat up Mikey Whipwreck. And with the Rebel, the Pitbull, and Jason, Taz comes out to make the save. This is what should happen in a situation like we talked about earlier. Taz going over all the heels. This part here was actually pretty good heel stuff. The attack with the chain, and then the Rebels holding Taz down while Pitbull's talking shit to him. And
then you also established the numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
if you wouldn't have totally shit on the numbers game earlier, it would have been great.
I mean, if I would have ran out to the ring instead of Taz, the people would have thought there was two other guys coming. The third guy, and then the guy who's going to make the save for real.
Right.
Yeah. That's how that would have worked. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was the right thing to do, right?
I agree totally, Aaron.
Yeah, there wasn't anything wrong with this.
Okay.
Now we get to apparently, what is this? The celery promo? Because apparently I missed some vegetables in
It's
here
a
or something.
banana.
Oh, it's a banana. Okay.
The Rocket Rebel splits the banana. He says they're gonna break his back, and then he snaps the banana in half.
Well, where's my celery at? I saw celery.
I don't know. It was a banana.
No, this was during. No, it
There's
was
no
not
yellow.
a banana.
There's no yellow celery.
There's no green banana.
Well, there's a green banana.
Well, I guess it technically is.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think any market around the ECW arena is going to be selling some ripe ass bananas anyway. So maybe you got something you got going on over there.
Well, he snapped the banana because they were calling him Monkey Boy.
I know, but I still thought it was celery. Okay, what are you rubbing it in?
No, I'm just saying it wasn't celery.
Can we go back to talk about that move that Mikey was trying to do?
Oh yeah.
Did anybody catch that?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What was that supposed to be?
I think he was trying to do that like move where you grab onto the guys, like you crucifix them or whatever, and drop them down for a pin.
Oh, okay. Well, he didn't come anywhere close to that, but I just didn't know if either one of you guys caught it, and I didn't figure out what the next part of that spot was.
Yeah, he was not successful in the least.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there going, what was he trying to do? Because he not only did he botch the spot, he ended up in a bad position.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I get this guy to turn back around? Kind of thing. But whatever. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what he was trying, but whatever. And then the beatdown ensues.
The beatdown ensues. The promo happens, and then we get. It's supposed to be the Public Enemy against Joel Hartgood and Dino Sendoff, and apparently the Public Enemy, are fools. They fall for the bait because they follow Hartgood and Sendoff up the steps of this, as Chad said, kind of Bush League looking arena. And instead, they come into contact with the Bad Breed. We're bringing back that they are Funk's Few Good Men. Haven't even brought that up in months, but we're back on it again.
They were on retainer.
Well, yeah, because Terry wasn't doing much. Didn't need him.
And they have a pretty much a brawl with these guys. It's actually, I mean, it's not bad for what it was.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen.
This
but,
was. I put this as rotten, like no pun intended. Like I wasn't trying to joke. I was like, this is fucking rotten. These fat schlubs are doing nothing. Nobody's doing anything. It's the slowest, dumbest.
Yeah, and how long were the Rottens there?
Yeah, just up in that fucking treehouse thing.
Yeah, they're like, because they're already dressed. It's like they've been up there for hours, and nobody had seen them, and nobody could have said, "Hey, did you guys see Axel's here? Like, where's he at? Oh, he's up there.
He's up in the treehouse."
Nobody smells Ian. Seriously?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're getting to that point because now we're starting to work a lot. Yeah, and now that shit's starting to be a little bit of pungent.
Now, Aaron, you're going to disagree with me, but I'm going to ask you anyway. You didn't think that at least within this segment, you didn't at least think Rocco's promo was decent that he cut on the Funks in the ring?
The promo was fine. Okay. I'm talking about the whole brawl and the setup of it and everything. It was fucking stupid.
Like
if I'm the tag team champions and I'm supposed to be defending my title against these two fucking ham bones and the bell rings and they run away, I'm just gonna be like, okay. Like
apparently you don't want to be champion.
That's fine. See ya later. I'm not gonna follow them up to the treehouse.
The treehouse.
It's like
that fucking thing is
following the trail of Reese's Pieces.
Like the next ECW show where Joey hosts the show from the Eagles Nest. He's like, I'm Joey Styles, high above. What he called
the farmers market.
Yeah. High above the farmers market pizza stand.
Yes. Good Lord.
I'm right over here by K&L's used tires.
I have in my hand a green banana and yellow celery, all of which I have obtained here at the farmer's market.
Zern's Farmers Market.
Well, they're still out there. It's still open.
Zern's Farmers Market is not still open. I Googled. I looked it up.
Oh, man. You do too much homework for this goddamn shit.
Like I looked it up. Like I typed it in and it said Zern's Farmers Market permanently closed. I was like,
and I believe the word you used last week, Aaron, was dilapidated.
yeah, people said it was dilapidated.
Yeah, you do way too much research for this show.
Somebody's got to do it.
The next thing after the next thing after this thing, Rocco and Johnny Grunge cutting a promo in the parking lot. The promo itself was fairly forgettable, but I did like the touch of Johnny hot wiring the car while Rocco was talking.
Why do they always commit crimes on camera?
It's stupid.
Because it's wrestling.
Worst criminals ever.
It's wrestling.
Worst criminals ever.
But didn't they also get a wallet out of a car too?
I think so. No, I don't think that was this week though. Maybe I'm.
Well, they're always dicking around with them cars.
we're conflating our public.
They committed multiple felonies on camera.
I'm not trying to incriminate or insinuate that my friends my colleagues Johnny Grunge and Rocco Rock committed crimes on camera.
Colleagues.
I mean, I never saw the actual footage.
Well, you should have watched.
All of a sudden, I'm blind.
You should have watched that Public Enemy Rotten Brothers brawl. That was a crime on camera.
Well, I mean, honestly, did Axel?
Money.
What's that?
They were stealing money.
Did Axel look bad during that?
I think everybody did.
No, I mean, if you, well, I'm not going to clearly ask you to go back and look at it again, but if you look at the actual physical work, like from what it was, and how I know Axel, because when Axel was like 15, 16, he was working out here at the local TV station for the local independent company, like editing their television. So he knew how to work all the equipment. So one thing he knew was how to get in position of an on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew that at an early age. And I thought Axel did a great job there. When he was selling at the right spots, you know. I mean, maybe it was me being a little biased considering he's my friend and he's no longer with us, but he just stood out to me as like a guy that worked really hard during that match.
And also in any respect, and I don't know how if we've ever gotten into it or not, how well you knew or were friends with Ian at all, but Axel always makes Ian look better because Ian, I'm not a fan. I like Axel. I'm not a fan of Ian, but.
Well, Ian at this point, not only had he not been in the business very long, he had not been trained properly in the business.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know about the politicking and all that shit. He didn't know about all that, and it ended up costing him. And Axel, believe me, Axel will know how to manipulate you to get what Axel wants. He got it from me. Nothing extravagant, but
mm-hmm.
I would drive, and I didn't give a shit. But he wasn't even doing drugs then.
Okay.
That was just when he didn't really drive, and the car that he had was all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So, he lived like 6 miles from me. So, yeah, I'll pick you up. And he's like, no trans, because, he's probably doing a higher profile match than me, but he's probably not making any more money than me.
Okay.
That's how kind of business was at that point.
Now, is that ECW or everywhere? Is that what you're saying? Like all the indies or?
Well, it's a combination of both because at a certain point, you got to remember I'm leaving ECW.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably not too far coming up that Axel is doing something else. So he's probably not riding with me as much. Or has, because it was probably me, Jeff, Axel, and Gary, Gus.
Mm-hmm.
Us four probably riding together. That was kind of like the loop, but Gus and Jeff wasn't in the business yet, and Gus was never in the business. Sometimes you pick up malevolent Hackmeyers.
The last thing on this show, well, I guess the last two things technically. It's a combo of promos with Paul E. cutting a promo about Sabu versus Cactus Jack.
Were they in a Mexican restaurant?
Well, I have that down too. I actually have here Mi Ranchito motif.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a cactus on like the door?
I mean, I know
it looks like it looks like the inside of every local Mexican restaurant I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I swear I just saw a cactus on the door. So yeah, I guess we're not. I guess three of us can't be wrong. Fuck, that's funny now that you mention it because I'm just thinking like, what is the camera guy just catch Paul leaving like La Taca Loca? Like he just happened to be there. He was on lunch and Paul was getting lunch. We're getting ready to go back and do editing. Then he could have did this shit back at the shop. But no, the guy had to follow Paul there to get the exclusive.
There's a mariachi version of Hotel California playing in the background.
Is that what that was?
No.
Oh, like there's no way that was. Oh, like for Paul, it would have been like Cucaracha.
That was the WWE Network version of it.
Oh, I would have popped huge. I would have heard some mariachi band playing in the background.
This promo in and of itself is, I think, super effective with the combination of Paulie and his intensity and Sabu being restrained behind him, and just the line that stuck out obviously was, he said, this may not be the only time Sabu and Cactus Jack ever face each other, but there's only one first time. That is a hell of a way to push a match.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I mean, this top to bottom, you could say this would maybe be a 3-match show.
Yeah.
But I mean, seriously, if you take Axel and Ian out of that, I don't know what is the next big match it's going to be. Let's see, you got Jack and Sabu, you got Tommy and Sandman. All right, enough.
You got
stop it. You're embarrassing yourself.
I'm like Todd Gordon right now, looking down at my notebook.
You should have looked a minute ago.
You got the Funks versus Public Enemy.
Oh, is this the Dory show?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And then what else, Aaron? Shane and Hughes versus the Bruise Brothers.
All right, enough of that.
Rocker Rebel versus Mikey for the TV title.
Is that for real?
Yeah,
that's for true.
And then Taz and did you mention Taz and Pitbull?
No,
they're fighting at this hostile shitty showdown.
Did they advertise 911? Because if so, I was probably on that show.
Not yet, they haven't, but we're gonna find out next week because that's what we're gonna review next week.
Does anybody know who the other guy that was holding Sabu was?
I don't. Oh, the blonde-haired jabron?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I didn't know then, and I've asked around, and nobody knows now. He was just some bone that
some hanger on.
Yeah, now I think I picked my ham bone of the week.
It's probably Jason's bone.
Oh.
All right. With that being said, I think we're at about time over here.
We actually are. That was the show.
Somebody's bringing up material.
There's a Cactus Jack promo to end the show, which is good, of course.
I know how to kill a town. I don't know. Nothing wrong.
You did a pretty good job tonight there, Mike Samples.
First time he's ever been brought up on a podcast. Well, that being said, overall, guys, I think the general gist is this show.
How do you like my dude?
How do you like my Mike Samples reference?
Overall, the show wasn't terrible. And I'm looking forward to reviewing the Hostile City showdown next week.
Is that anywhere? Is that even on the network?
It is on Peacock, yes.
Oh, I couldn't find it. Okay.
Oh, I can't wait to see this version of it. Because I got it on like the original version. I think I got an RF version, and I think I got a tape version.
This version's gonna have some wacky ass music. I'll guarantee you that.
Oh yeah. I'll stick to the version I got from whoever burned it there from ECW. Probably Jeff.
Aaron, any parting words this week?
Oh, just everybody thanks for listening and looking forward to Hostile Shitty Showdown next week.
And Mr. Austin, anything from you to end the show this week?
Yeah, did we make time?
We did.
All right, well, keep listening to the show and let us know what you think. Rate us on iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating. And don't forget the Michelin door blade wiper shield things for your windshield. Because nobody wants to get stuck out in the middle of bad weather with bad wiper blades. Right?
Yes.
That's what I got.
And don't forget, 15 minutes could save you 15% with Geico as well.
Yeah. Here's Ric Flair with Car Shield.
Oh, Jesus. Put your pants on, Flair, for Christ's sake.
My dick broke your window. Woo!
Where's the beef?
Claire Peller ends the show this week. And I don't know why I know her name. We'll see you next week, everybody, right here on Reliving the Extreme. Have a great week.